It is with great pleasure that I introduce the chief guest for this session. I am delighted to extend a warm welcome to the chief guest of this occasion, Mr. Ravi Liyanage, Director and CEO of Janashakthi Insurance PLC. Bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to the company, Mr. Ravi Liyanage has worked as a senior manager in a wide variety of fields, including finance, retail, manufacturing, automotive, and lubricants. Furthermore, he has an extensive experience as a director for a number of well-known financial institutes. From 2006 to 2009, he served as a board director of the Janashakthi Finance, and from 2003 to 2011, he worked for Janashakthi Insurance PLC, where he was instrumental in fostering the company's expansion across the realms of marketing, branch operations, sales, and distribution. He earned a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of Colombo, a postgraduate diploma in marketing from the Chartered Institute of Marketing in the UK, and an MBA in General Management from Sri Jawadanapura University. Not only he is a fellow of the Life Underwriting Training Council of the United States, but he is also a Certified Management Accountant, CMA, from CMA Australia. Among many international and national honors he has received are the Asian Brand Leadership Award from the Brand Asia Congress, the Marketer of the Year Award from the Chartered Institute of Marketing in the UK, the Global Brand Leadership Award from the Global Brand Congress, and the Brand Champion Award from Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Ravi Liyanage to deliver the Convocation address.
Thank you. That introduction is, I guess, larger than life. Thank you very much. Professor Lakshman Ratnayaka, Chancellor, and Professor Gamini Lalit Gamage, Vice Chancellor, and faculty and distinguished guests, and newly graduated, brand new graduates and parents. At the very outset, I am privileged to address all of you here in the graduation of ICT space. I call it ICT of Things, and I am also honored to see the first graduate, or rather the PhD being offered by SLIIT today. And my congratulations, my heartfelt congratulations to the faculty. Again, at the outset, let me also congratulate every one of you, the newly graduated from SLIIT. I would also like to say the domain that you got graduation is a great domain. And the domain that ICT or Things is of great value to the world as well as in Sri Lanka. The domain, if you look at, according to Global Newswire, the ICT of Things, and in particular, e-commerce. E-commerce is projected to be 59 trillion industry in the world. I repeat, 59 trillion industry in the world by 2028. And today, if you look at the size of ICT forecasted for 2028, and that is bigger than the 5 biggest economies in this world. The 5 biggest economies in this world is, it's USA, China, Germany, Japan, and UK. All this put together, these 5 nations put together, the GDP of these 5 nations is about 52% of the world GDP, 5 countries. And that is about 52 trillion today. And e-commerce is going to be 59 trillion in 2028. So you can see the numbers, you can see the domain, and you can see the potential that this domain has. So this is the wise decision all of you have taken to get into this domain. As a newly graduate from SLIT, you're stepping into a major potential area in Sri Lanka as well as in the world. Also moving into look at the perspective of ICT of things. I just look at what is relevant to this audience. What is relevant to this audience is, I saw the guys who were behind this ICT of things has produced the world, youngest billionaire world has ever produced. Any thoughts who that person is? Yes? Who was rather the youngest billionaire the world has ever produced, US dollar billionaire, is Mark Zuckerberg. And Mark Zuckerberg, in his age 23, became the youngest USD billionaire world has ever produced. And that is in your space. That is in your space. Who has been the world richest for a longest period of time on this earth? Currently you have the Bernard Arnold. He is the richest at the moment, and fluctuates between him and Elon Musk, who is the Tesla CEO. And the biggest has been, and those are fluctuating in because of the market capitalization in various countries. And who has been the richest in longest period of time on this earth is, any guesses? Is from ICT space again. Yeah? Any guesses from the audience? Any guesses from the audience? Because you are in ICT space. Yep. Okay, I'll leave that to thought and come back. So if you look at the world, youngest billionaire world has ever produced, is the founder of Facebook, is from ICT space. And the world youngest billionaire world has ever produced is a university dropout. Now, I would like to congratulate every one of you again, because you are one step ahead of youngest billionaire world has ever produced, because you are a graduate. And you are now future ready to serve the world. And you are now future ready to serve the country. Moving on, since you are a newly graduated individual from SLIT as well as from Sri Lanka, the next 5 years in your life is going to be the most critical period. Why do I say that? You're just stepping in to industry. You're just stepping into the industry with a passport of being a graduate. And next 5 years is the time then you collect credentials for the rest of your life. And I have seen first 5 years, those who have worked in reaching these credentials going to be very successful, and I have seen being successful. So this is the day, your graduation day is the time for you to set some goals for your life. What kind of goals that you can set for a life? So today, you are in ICT of things and ICT space, and your intention, your goal setting, your objective in life must be not being a functional ICT guy, and also transform from a functional manager to a business manager. And your goal must be running an ICT company. Your goal must be running a blue chip ICT or running a blue chip company of any size. Your goal must be If not, become a IT or ICT things, an entrepreneur of that sort. We have huge number of entrepreneurs in this space. Even if you look at e-commerce, you have 26 million sites offering e-commerce. Out of 26 million sites, you have many entrepreneurs world has produced on this space. So your challenge today with your new graduation, with marching into industry, set a goal to become either a CEO who could run a blue chip of any size. With your ICT background, that's the future. I showed you the forecast in ICT of things. Or set your goal, set yourself to become an entrepreneur of your choice in this space or related space. I have seen many successful people. I've seen many successful people have one critical character. And I call it 10x. So 10x is 10 into x, 10 times. These guys, most successful CEOs in this country or elsewhere, most successful entrepreneurs in this country or elsewhere, I've seen what I call is 10x. These guys have the audacity, have the ability to work 10 times harder and 10 times, they are thinking 10 times grander. So they think themselves about 10 times grander than what they are really. So I can give you many examples from the business as well as from elsewhere. I have seen many guys working harder. I'm deviating from business and getting into sports. Because guy who becomes successful is working 10 times harder and 10 times smarter. And they think 10 times grander about themselves. So they envision themselves, I am going to be whatever in this kind of a time space. So therefore, the day that you graduate from a university of this size, your endeavor must be setting a goal for yourself. And I have seen many successful people working 10 times harder. I'll take from sports. Ronaldo works 12 hours a day. Ronaldo doing his periodic things 12 hours a day. Most successful, one of the most successful sports personality. And if you look at from the other side of martial arts, Bruce Lee used to do 500 punches every day, 500 kicks every day, 500 finger jabs every day, 5-kilometer run every day. So those guys are working 10 times grander, 10 times harder. And that 5 years is important. Bruce Lee moved his meter in terms of his earnings. He budgeted for his game of death as $850,000 to be achieved, and he achieved $400 million. And if you do an inflation calculation today, right, his work has given him at that time $2 billion in today's context. Because these guys work 10 times grander, 10 times harder. And we have seen from cricketing world, since the youth is here, cricketing world, we have seen Lalit Mode is the founder of IPL cricket. And this guy, also a guy who worked 10 times harder and 10 times grander. And he created IPL brand. This is about his hard work, above average work from the others, and he created IPL brand. In today's context, IPL brand is about $6 billion. $6 billion. And the largest conglomerate in this country, which is John Keel's, is how much do you think? John Keel's, how much do you think the size is? Right? John Keel's is about $0.5 billion US in 150 years. And IPL is about $5 billion in 14 years. So if I put it to perspective, John Keel's is, IPL is about more than 10 times of largest conglomerate in Sri Lanka, with one guy's great idea and vision to succeed, and that's Lalit Modi. So you have within you, you have the passport to now get into the industry, and it is today that you need to make a vow, make a goal setting for yourself. Where do you want to be in next 5 years as well as next 10 years time? So you have two options to move on, either to lead a blue chip company as a CEO of ICT space or otherwise, or you need to move into entrepreneurship and to become an entrepreneur of great size. So this is the day when you move out from that door, you must make that goal setting for yourself. So in conclusion, since this is a graduation occasion as well as graduation program, I would like to once again in conclusion wish every one of you all the very best for your future endeavors. In conclusion, I must tell you a few things. Number one is life. Your life begins today. Your life begins today because now you are licensed to practice and do better with a lot of credentials behind you. So it begins today, and set goals today. Think 10 times smarter, grander, work 10 times harder in next 5 years. Because first 5 years is you are collecting your credentials. And you are then industry ready for next 5 years after that. So I call it collecting blue sapphires. Nilkata ekatu karanda tiyenne. Me awurudu pahe. Collect blue sapphires in these 5 years. Every credential is a blue sapphire for your future. And you have done it already. You have already collected one blue sapphire behind you. Also work in your passion. Work, now that you have selected this degree, I'm sure your passion stayed in ICT or things. Work your passion. We have seen people work in their passion becoming very successful. Today, the richest person in today's context, who is about 200 billion US dollar size, US dollar 200 billion, the most successful businessman today is Elon Musk, the Tesla owner. And he's about, what is the size of Sri Lanka now? Sri Lanka is about, unfortunately, Sri Lanka was about 84 billion US dollars in 2021. With the devaluation that was at the time, dollar was around 200. Now Sri Lankan GDP must be about 40, 42. So Elon Musk is how many times of Sri Lanka? He's about 5 times of Sri Lanka. But he worked on the passion. He's an environmentalist. He's an engineer. He loved the environment. And then he came out with Tesla and the longest drive technology with one drive, and he became overnight rich in this world. So this is the time, therefore, like it is important to work in your passion. And if you, any area, if it is not the passion, I would even suggest move out from that area and concentrate on your passion, because your passion ultimately take you to places. So ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion, let me once again wish every one of you, and I'm sure, and SLIIT and these graduates will add a lot of value to the economy in Sri Lanka as well as elsewhere. And congratulations once again to every one of you and to the faculty for producing PhDs from today onwards. And it's a great honor that I participate as a chief guest for this wonderful occasion. Thank you very much.